Aren't you fancy?
We call it proofreading. Yeah, proofing. We call it proofreading, and then the final one, the printing.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Time is now 4 o'clock. We'll call the January Transportation Pending Advisory Committee meeting to order. First order of business is happy to report we are starting the meeting with a quorum. First item on the agenda is the minutes of December 15th. Is there a motion to approve as submitted? It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Hey, Mr. Chair, this is Peyton. I'm in there as Preston. I don't think that's critical, but my name's not right.
We'll get that straight.
Thank you.
With that correction, all those in favor of approving the minutes of December 15th with that name correction, say aye.
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 Opposed? And any abstentions? Thank you. Next, we'll move on to public comments. There has been no public comments submitted. We will move right along to the Office of Small Business Opportunity. Is Miss LaSasha Brayton with us today?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As it relates to our certified SLBEs, we have 9 architectural and engineering, 67 construction services, 127 non-professional, 84 professional, and 6 wholesale, which gives us a total of 293 SLBEs certified. As it stands today, we currently have 25 pending new applications and 66 renewing SLBEs. In relation to gold projects, for Trenholm Newcastle Sidewalk project, we have a goal of 22% for SLBE participation. For CERN 2 Rabbit Run Sidewalk, we have 23%. Broad River Road Widening Roadway, 5%, and then Hunt Club Road project, we have 12%. All of these goals are being tracked by OSBO or any non-goal project as well with SLBE participation. OSBO is actively tracking all of those projects to maintain compliance. Most recently in events on December 16th, OSBO hosted our second OSBO Connect alongside the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. OSBO Connect is a newly launched engagement session series intended for small businesses to learn more about upcoming potential contracting opportunities with Richland County facilities, larger firms, and our corporate partners. On December 18th, the Richland County Office of Small Business Opportunity joined the Greater Irma Chamber as new partners and celebrated with a ribbon cutting ceremony. And we're also excited to expand our reach to the small businesses in District 1, just to provide them with resources, potential SLBE certification, and more. So that concludes my report today. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Breland? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Vince Jackson with the comment program.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Just wanted to report that closing out the year in December, the Comet reported a ridership difference between the fiscal year, the calendar year 2024 to the calendar year 2025. We're up 12.5% count additional counted passengers than we had of 2024 for the month of December. Comparison to 24 to 25, we're up 57% additional counted passengers than we had in 2024. And far as USC is concerned, where we counted 60% more passengers, well, 45% more passengers on USC in 2025 than 2024. And that is my report regarding the financial side of things. This report is included, and if you have any questions, Maurice, I'm sure can answer those questions.
Is there any questions for the comment? All right, no questions for the comment. Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move right along. Transportation Program, Public Works Director, Mr. Michael Maloney. The floor is yours.
That's quick.
We moving along, baby.
So I'll give you a construction update. We got Assistant Director Miller in the back of the room, supervising all the construction going on out there with project managers and inspectors working on his on guidance. Got a listing of 7 projects in construction. Atlas Road, Phase 1A, Lakewood Road widening, Decker Woodfield, NIP, Hunt Club Road sidewalk, just going into construction. Dirt Road paving package P, Percival Road sidewalk, resurfacing package U, and Saluda Riverwalk Greenway Phase 2. Atlas Road, Phase 1A, the progress there, and the reason it's Phase 1A is it is all the clearing and utility relocation project. And that is around 80 to 85% complete. Is that fair to say, Mr. Miller, about in that, right in there, that area as far as completed items? It's got some small pockets of items that they're finishing up with. They relocated sewer and water. Of course, we've got private utilities and gas as well as being relocated. The follow-up to Phase 1A will be Phase 1B. That's in our shown in our some of our reports in right away. That Phase 1B is the overlap of 1A. It's doing the street, storm sewer, street, curb and gutter, all the finished product work for the road building. And so that is out to bid. Right now, anticipate we'd receive bids on February 20th. And we get results in for the Atlas Road Phase 1B for an award February to March 3rd. Lakewood Road widening, they continue to do the north side of the road, put a pouring curve and follow up with asphalt paving. So on the final stretches of that. Decker Woodfield, the Hunt Club Road sidewalk was just recently bid. We'll be going to construction very soon. The Dirt Road Package P is underway with I think it's about 5 dirt roads being built, mostly in District 10, and 1 larger street is in District 7. They're just in construction, middle of construction to early construction on that. And Percival sidewalk, they're about 80 to 90% complete with the sidewalk installation on that project. And they're about to cut asphalt pavement kind of away from the face of the sidewalk. So there'll be a 3-foot grass strip going in between the sidewalk and the edge of road. The plan showed once you cross there a large creek crossing near the Decker Boulevard end. There's a left turn lane shown that'll be removed as it was determined by counts that that's not necessary, and that will improve as you come up to Decker Boulevard the ability to split traffic and heading to Decker for the left turns and the right turns, and then for traffic entering from Decker, it'll help with the merging. So by eliminating that left turn lane a block sooner. Resurfacing package U, are we a complete complete on that?
We're about 95% complete on that.
Okay, thank you, sir. And then Saluda Riverwalk, Greenway Phase 2, they poured all the flat work, which is, it's a concrete trail. So that's installed, and now they're installing, the poured piers and piles for the boardwalks and elevated areas to get to the bridge crossing. The River Alliance will be putting bidding out and putting in a bridge across Broad River separately. That will be part of the connection. That's the projects in construction. I'm just gonna count them for anyone who got it. In right of way, Atlas Phase 1B, Atlas Phase 2. Bluff Road Phase 2, Blythewood area improvements, Broad River corridor neighborhood improvements, Broad River corridor widening. That project, the bid's open and it was awarded, so that will be coming off the list here and into construction. We understand for Broad River Road widening, that's from Royal Tower to Dutch Fork Road. That's 2.6 miles of 2-lane going to 5-lane. That pre-construction meeting may be scheduled as early as next week. Where our project manager, Jeff McNesby, is checking in with the contractors to make that happen. Clemson, Sparkleberry intersections in right of way, Crane Creek Greenway is in right of way, Decker Woodfield, NIT again, this is Brookfield sidewalk is in right of way. Hills Creek Greenway is about to go in right away. We're certainly talking to property owners right now about easements that are needed. Richland Boulevards right away, Pineview Road widening right away, CERN Phase 2. Then right away, Smith Rocky Branch Greenway, Spears Creek Church Road widening, and Trenham Newcastle NIP is about to go to bid.
Yes, the procurement has it now, so it should be in bid for the next 30 days.
Okay, so that will be going to construction very shortly. That's 5 miles of sidewalk in those neighborhoods. So those are the projects. We had quite a few in right away. And our design projects are down to about 8 projects in design that are awaiting either their authorization to go to right away or they're just done still in preliminary final design. Projects like we launched from here about 1.5 years ago, Kelly Mill Road widening is very close to going to right of way acquisition, as well as I think we're real close with Shop Road widening. So we've been asking DOT for the authorization to proceed with negotiating land on Shop Road widening. George Rogers down to Beltline. And they tell us they're just checking things to make sure there's nothing in their questions related to the right of way width. So that's where we stand on all the projects for an update. And if you have any questions, feel free. And I know I'm part of an action item too.
Any questions for Director Malone?
Forest Drive, Paintable Barrier. How are we moving on that?
Forest Drive underground utility.
Yeah.
So that's in the next program and it did score. So we can talk about that in the next item. Let's see, that was under pedestrian safety, if I remember correctly from a meeting I just had. Some really talented people just recently, City of Columbia. How you doing, everybody?
Speak of the devil, Lynette.
Party does.
So,
I'm sitting back here.
You can sit.
I'm sitting back here. Back to the room.
that was,
You guys make it like that?
that received a pretty high score, Forest Drive utility undergrounding of 71. The highest score was 80 and 78, 74, and 71. So it's for ranked project. on that list of quite a few properties.
Used to be one to send out to the thing.
Like that for our meeting.
Is it quiet? Okay.
Alright, so we down to the action item,
Yes, sir.
that point we're at now,
Yes, sir.
alright. So when did this packet go out?
The same thing.
But it's not this,
It's that, that's. Yes, the only thing that's not in jail is the five. I don't know.
Been posted.
okay,
It's.
so.
I can talk you through.
The rankings that is up for discussion and actionable now would be the project rankings, the overall rankings based on funding categories. This would have been the attachment. Well, I emailed it out to the committee as well as it was included in Friday's update too.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions regarding the action items or the project rankings?
Mike, you want to give you the comments we gave you for the like an hour ago?
Hour ago. The intersection ones have already been through committee. And we'll take those up again this summer.
Okay.
Some of the things we talked about with pedestrian safety, but I don't want to step over the chair, so probably want to proceed.
I mean,
Comment or maybe just a small edit on the pedestrian safety and access page, number 20, Spring Lake Road, it says Trenum Park. Should be Trenum Road. It's just a minor.
Oh,
To be Trenum Road. They've always got it.
yeah, Spring Lake Road. Okay, item 20 on there. Okay. It's listed in the official report as Trenum Park to Spring Lake Circle, so Trenum Road.
you can see.
I will take a look at that. Is the limits.
So which one was that? I'm sorry.
Number 20, under the pedestrian safety and access category.
I just want to clarify, it actually is ranked as road, it's just a typo on my.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, oh yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yes.
They tried to go from Trenum Park, it would just be,
Yeah, it's will be able to do that.
Mike, I still got a question about number 12, which is the Lost Creek Drive. Widening,
You're on road widenings?
yes, road widening.
Those aren't currently an agenda item.
Okay, good, okay.
So if chair's taking other questions to it,
Let's confine the questions to the the action item that we have now.
So it's basically the multimodal, the pedestrian safety, so it's sidewalks, bikeways, greenways.
Okay.
And then new connectors, which are the special projects that we'll just.
That's good.
Alright, so other than that one correction for the pedestrian safety and access, item 20 should be Trenum Road, not Trenum Park. Is that correct?
Yes,
Right.
getting a nod.
All right, is there a motion to approve this project rankings with that one correction?
Make a motion to.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll
Second.
second that.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
these are
yes.
the projects that are in our package on page, starting on page 21.
It's the separate, was it included in the package? It was the separate package.
You also just share.
So which one did for the?
Mr. Chair, could I go over
Yes.
it with you and share, screen share, we want to show it. So, actually, I put it down here.
And if you can share it first.
With this size here,
Or just click on it.
yeah. And what, the whole screen problem? Here,
Yeah, right there. Should be seen.
okay. So, this, draft scoring can be found at our website. Here, richlandpenny.com. And please subscribe. Under public education at the top, it's right here, okay? So 24 needs assessment ranking, okay? So I'm not gonna go into that, start it over because we got it right here, right? So if you click on that, it opens here. Then, bookmark.
You're still not my names.
Okay,
Mike, is that big old stack of papers you got? You got that whole thing printed out?
is that what this is?
Not that one,
No.
no.
Oh.
It's not.
So basically, the report has an executive summary just indicating the areas. The 6 categories of scoring. The volumes that are included here of volume 1, 2, and 3 and what they are. Then basically the volumes are who did it. With Chow Associates working on the bikeways, greenways, sidewalks, and some special projects. Stantec provided the intersections and widenings. And then Richland County staff worked on the road connectors. So looking at volume 1, we've got just a summary sheet of that, and it provided a summary scoring here. So ranking the first category of pedestrian safety and access. We think about the first program, we had projects shown on the financial sheet that were kind of roadway projects. And then projects shown below that were bike greenway sidewalk projects or bike ped projects and greenways. So those aren't exactly how we looked at it in the county council approved it. And I think it started right here with providing additional pedestrian safety and access that can, however that's accomplished, that might be by adding sidewalks, but it might be by doing a lot of other things. And in this case, the top ranked project was Assembly Street Phase 2 Streetscape from Pendleton to Lady. And then Phase 3, Lady to Elmwood, and so on. And then you got Divine, Forest Drive, utility undergrounding, Divine, Hardin, George Rogers Boulevard, and another project on Assembly Street. So when we look at that, we're going to get into, how later, as we go through the development of the projects, how much are we putting into each one and so forth. These projects were really high ranked because we go to the data sheets on them. We'll kind of see why. We start getting into more, this might be a sidewalk here, but start getting into seeing some some of the sidewalks that were requested on the next few pages there.
Mike, you scroll up to that number 8, that Assembly Street, from Rosewood to Flora. Is that the sidewalk?
It's missing sidewalk there, isn't it? Yeah, it's a missing sidewalk.
Okay, so that's not the one that's going from like Williams Bryce all the way down.
It's kind of at the intersection of the fairground is where Rosewood is, and then it goes up to Flora, but actually that one is an overlap between, the 2012 Penny has one from Assembly from Whaley going to Rosewood. So it's actually another overlap of the same area.
Okay,
Flora is where the payment center was. Yes. It's like, I think it's because USC had wanted it to start there, but the 2012 Penny covers from Whaley all the way down. So it would technically be, that project would cover this one.
okay, and that was in our 2012 overflow.
Yes, sir.
So it's gonna get covered, and I would assume it would have a similar rate to that, so, yeah.
Does the 2012, do they really, are those really necessarily ranked as their mandatory completions first, right?
Yeah, we checked the inline ranking on them, and the thing is, the order of the principals document, which was the button next to the button I pushed to get to here
Yeah.
on that same education page. The principals document indicates in the step 1 is do these projects first. So that would be the 2012 rollover projects that were approved by council. And then these projects. So, and then a new program. Now, when I say do these projects first, it means launch them. 2 of the projects that are in the rollover is Pine View widening and a section of Broad River Road widening from Dutch Fork Road up to the peak exit. Pine View was from Bluff to Shop. Those are gonna take multi-year to complete, 5-6 years, right? So before the construction's completed, it's not to complete those projects before we can launch a new program, it's to launch those projects into design. And fund them, so that we can do. All right, so that's the pedestrian safety and access location
Like, I have one question, just
on that.
real simple, yeah.
Mhm.
George Rogers Boulevard, 7 and 12, that'd be just a continuation of the sidewalk. Is there a reason that's broke up?
So it's yes.
So from Rosewood down to Shop,
Which gets you to the curve,
right?
and then Shop to Key gets you up to the stadium. You think that'd be one project, I guess, is
Oh, okay, where it was
7 and 12.
and 12, Gadsden. From landing
No, well, I think 11.
11, Key to Shop, okay.
Those are part of the DOT. Okay. Big.
Yeah, one and yeah. But probably named them here too. Yes, good point. And then, of course, our Shop Road widening, which I'm so excited, is gonna go to real estate real soon. The land acquisition will get us sidewalk from there down to the interstate, so.
Just looks like that ought to be
Yeah.
one project.
Fair, no. I'll take a look at the map. See if it is a single project. And likely what would happen there is, it would kind of retain into the higher position of 7. Okay. I just want to note that the county and the city and, there could be, we have sidewalk wish lists too that are programmatic. We also would be funding with the same category. So what's important to note is when we get to the data sheets, one of my concerns with some of the larger projects down here, pedestrian safety and access. Like, you know, that assembly phase, 2 streetscape and phase 3. When we look at the first category, we do need to fine tune this with the city, but there's a large percentage of these projects that will be funded outside the county. So my concern would have been we can't really get to the neighborhood sidewalks and other things if we're just funding these. And so the nice point of this is these projects have quite a bit of outside funding, and we'll fine tune that with the city. They're called streetscape projects, and of course, the penny won't fund the ornamental parts or the beautification parts, but fun things for pedestrian safety and access, like signals and sidewalks and aprons and all the things that you know that would be the hardscape to it that they need help with that isn't funded already.
Calling it a streetscape project, but it's also a DOT road safety assessment and project from Elmwood to Rosewood. So that would include your 2012 section.
That's kind of the
And
overarching.
those are all tied to vulnerabilities, the road safety, so they would very much overlap,
Yeah,
but probably could utilize some additional
yeah.
funding actually from the project stage. But they're in design at this point, so they don't have a budget estimate.
10-4. And so, yeah, we understand that there'd be a lot of good safety opportunities with those, and they rank high because of that, as well as outside funding sources. And you can see that in the impact's very high, the amount of pedestrians and the safety scores are very high too, maximizing out the points there. So just wanted to point out why they're where they are.
Now this is the breakdown of project rankings, right? This is just the whole thing, not just a little brief, okay.
Right.
I just want to make sure because we already have a motion in a second,
We
so.
couldn't send you an email of rankings by the size of the file, but we do have it here on the website for these data sheets on each project.
Yeah, 290 pages.
And I'll do that. Let's see.
And I would be one to print it out too, so.
And I'll just go to, so that was pedestrian safety and access. If I go to multimodal, it's easy to say. It starts out with the number 1 project, the Vista Greenway expansion in Columbia Riverwalk. Garnis Ferry Road shared use path. So 2 really easy projects because I've already looked at the corridor on Garnis Ferry and it's going to be fun. Broad River Road. Now these projects 3, 4, and 5 have overlap. And it's kind of like going to be a selection of how big the scope is. They have overlap and then just a little bit of difference. So kind of like you were talking about. So Broad River Road from Beatty Road to River Hill Circle takes you from, well, everyone knows where Beatty Road is, but I don't know, what is it? 8 blocks north of 20 to south of Greystone.
Greystone a little bit.
Southeast of Greystone.
Down and on the hill there, Chris.
St. Andrews is a block or 2 south of Beatty, taking you to River Drive. So now we're taking a more, let's get further into the city. Or is it considered River Drive at Greystone?
Or both.
Yeah, because I think it's River Drive on the bridge. So that's maybe a shorter one, but maybe unnecessary, right? Because it's just a shorter version of this at each end, just coming in. And then Broad River Road from Lake Murray Boulevard, now we're going north down to Greystone, the biggest project. So maybe it's phased. And we keep a section from something like a common breakpoint, like St. Andrews going north to Lake Murray and St. Andrews going south to Greystone. So they're pretty high ranked projects. Nonetheless, they stood out. Pickens Street, Decker Boulevard, Laurel Cycle Track. Gervais Street from Park to Millwood, Assembly Street, so you can see on and on there. Kind of looking at the scoring right here in red, that they stood out. And you can see how there was kind of a tie here with Broad River Road, Garner shared use path. And then you kind of get down into the Decker Laurel Cycle Track. So we talked to the city, the Vista Greenway project has a lot of elements that tie. Its importance is we're working on Smith Rocky Branch. And that gets to Granby Park. And what's the name of our park? Next to the east on the other side of the quarry. Olympia Park. So you're at Granby Park, and the Vista Greenway expansion takes you from that and continuing on, I'll just say up through the city. And getting to maybe North Main area. And then there's a section that keeps going from there. So we may have to look at that because it's a pretty big project. The funding sources are still I don't know, being discovered, and maybe that could be phased to get the meat of it in there that connects so many things, and then work on expansion of it. But it's a really key project. Garner's Ferry shared use path from Hazelwood Road. That's I'd say a couple blocks north of the VA to then crossing under 77 and going about 4 or 5 blocks south to I'm sorry, that's where Hazelwood. Divine is the north end of it, and it goes down to south of 77 to Hazelwood Road.
That makes it to Burnside Farm subdivision.
Okay. And yeah, it's got some tight corridor buildings and other things, but a lot of it looks doable, and it'll just have its normal project challenges.
It's a potential overlap, because ESP's looking at Garner Ferry, if possible RFA.
They're looking at RSA, kind of something.
The Sumter?
Just
Garner
something.
Ferry.
Okay. Sounds exciting. So that's the multimodal in a nutshell. Go through some more projects if you wish, but they're all laid down here. Yep.
So just a note on number 17 under multimodal with Whaley from Lincoln to Pickens. DOT was resurfacing a portion of that. That was DOT's, and the city's gotten CTC funding. So there's going to be a resurfacing and some ADA enhancements and bikeways where feasible. It's pretty tight in there.
For 15.
17. No. Well, I'm looking at the prior week.
It got bumped way up 2 spots.
Okay, Bailey, number 23, Lincoln's to Pickens. So,
You got a project on the way.
yeah, and then the railroad crossing will happen there too. The other thing is, we had talked about Beatty Road, which I'm not sure what it's re-ranked at, but
It's your.
26.
Beatty being close to that phase, that first phase of Broad River Road, because then you would be providing that connection, because otherwise you're just sending people down Broad River and they don't know
Yeah.
where to go.
Have somewhere to go. Well, Beatty Road would take it to a park as well.
Yeah, so like moving Beatty up to align with that first phase of Broad River would make sense.
In other words, don't stop at the one that's a block south at St. Andrews, take it up to Beatty and then combine it at some point with this project. Okay.
Yeah, or at least when you do that phase,
Mhm.
pair those together. Is that fair?
Yes, so it's not a path to nowhere. Okay. All right, thank you for that. So that's, there's another page here yet. There were 37 scored multimodals. They're all good projects, but you know, some of them just didn't rank quite as high, you know, maybe a little more outside of the busy routes. And then there's also data sheets on those, so on each and every one that you can see.
I did some drop to number 14 from number 7, like you said.
Sumter is 14. Cycle track.
It's like,
I think we're kind of getting away from the task at hand and the committee's responsibility. I mean, with no offense to these outside entities, I mean, I think this is something that could be better served in a meeting set up with Mike or with Public Works about this. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mike, but we do have a pending motion to approve this and a second. From the committee, was there any discussion?
I have
Go ahead.
one other section I wanted to cover with you,
Okay,
if I could.
okay.
So it's the volume 3 new roadway summary. So, yes, it was the shortest section. Shop Road extension, Salem Church Road, a new road connector, down by the stadium, Creech Road and the connector road. We'll look at here. Scoring sheet for new roadway Shop Road extension, 4 to 63. This is phase 3 of the Shop Road extension. I'm pointing to on the map here, the end of Shop Road as it exists. Penny is looking at an extension of Shop Road to connect in with this phase called phase 2 currently. This would be phase 3 out to Garner's Ferry Road. Okay, in this area, it's overlapping Montgomery Road and would make likely, and you know, there'd be improvements to these intersections that come in at odd angles here as well. But that would be the Shop Road extension phase 3 project. The next one is the Salem Church Road extension. Salem Church Road ends in the location of cursor. And then it's, I think, Old Salem Church Road that goes down here. And the current Penny project is going to make this connection here with the Broad River Road widening project we're currently doing. So while our widening project ends over here, you know, at the intersection with Broad River Road going up 26, we are coming in to make this connection right here, which is directly opposite of a driveway. But this project has been long identified in Irmo as a project to connect to the signal across from the Walmart here. So this also scored with a tying score of the project we just saw, 63 above. On these new roads, we did put in the estimates, anticipated 22 million here. Anticipated 4.7 million for this. It should be less than that, except that there is a detention and a lot of other things that needs to be relocated as part of that project. And the third one is a connector between South Stadium Road to National Guard Road, scored a 49. And we took a best guess to provide a connector road to the end of the currently improved roads. So how that would be, and they may have other ideas about that at the USC, but that was a project they requested. And lastly, at 9.7 million, here is, not lastly, but second to last one is 9.7. This is the Creech Road extension. So we're actually working on Creech Road going this way out to Main Street in Blakewood. In this project, we'll take a frontage road down to connect to Fire Tower down here. So and then the last one is a connector road between basically two neighborhoods or a Pelham to Stanley Baxter Drive. Yes, both of these have routes out to Garner's Ferry Road. And a connector like this could reduce people going out to Garner's Ferry Road and then connect this up to Rosewood on the Gills Creek Parkway. A very short connection, but it's a large water ravine, so a large estimate was put in there that should cover it, but it's making sure there's almost like a bridge or contact, something that wouldn't disturb the flow going through here. And that is the road connectors, new roads category. That's kind of what we have. That's it.
Okay. Again, is there any questions for discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the proposed project rankings with that one correction? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. And any abstentions? Thank you. Next on the agenda, we'll have the 2026 officials elections. Are there any nominees for chairperson of TPAC for 2026?
I nominate John Black.
Is there any other nomination? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Nominees for vice chair. I will return the favor and nominate Miss Eva Prelo. Is there any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? All right, congratulations, Miss Eva. For secretary. Any nominations for secretary? Come on. Well, I will nominate Chris Kiefer. Are there any other nominations for secretary? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Congratulations to the officers that are all returned. Our next scheduled meeting will be Monday, February 16th. Is that right? It's a holiday.
Thank you.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Monday, February 16th.
Yeah, President's Day.
All right, for February, let's bump it back a week. So from the 16th to the 23rd, or would you rather have it bumped up? Either the 9th or the 23rd. What was yesterday? Bear with us. 23rd. Okay. To have the next meeting, we'll push it back a week to the 23rd. When's that, Tuesday? Excuse me. Oh. It's been a long day. All right, so again, our next meeting will be the 4th Monday of February, which will be February 23rd. Although it's not on the agenda, I do want to ask the question to get the ball rolling about the 2026 State of the Penny. So we'll be able to plant that seed and hopefully kind of get the ball rolling and see what we can do so we can have another successful one. And with that being said, the time is now 4:52. Without objections, this meeting is adjourned.
Great job. Thank you.
Okay, bye.